right? Right. Anyways, many years ago, Graceland was just still really, really, really young. And I was going to college, and or just before I went to college, and there was this this place that I used to work at. I was managing a store, clothing store, and this intensely beautiful woman comes in with this tall, goofy-looking, gangly guy. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they must be together, right? So I end up selling him a suit. So we're fitting him up for a suit, and it fits him really, really well. And it's one of my favorite suits in the place. And so while he's in the changing room doing the changing thing, I'm talking to her, and I discover that that's her brother, and that she's, buying him a suit or helping him fit his suit, right? So anyways, we get chatting, and I'm thinking to myself, holy smokes, this is the one. This beautiful, long, curly, blonde hair. She's tall and gorgeous and super smart. I mean, we got into this conversation, we're chatting and stuff. And the girl that I was working with, who was short and blonde and kind of frumpy, still pretty, but kind of frumpy, she was, she was laughing at me after all of this, and she's like, "You don't stand a chance in the world." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I don't stand a chance in the world." She says, "She is so far out of your league. You're in the minors. She's in the major leagues, right?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I don't understand." She says, "She's too good for you. She's tall. She's gorgeous. She's obviously wealthy. She's intelligent. Why the hell would she end up with you, right?" Now here's the thing. This person and their bullshit is a reflection of themselves, not a reflection of me. Okay? So she's not telling me anything about who I am. She's being a bully. She's being a jerk, right? She's not telling me anything about who I am. She's telling me everything about how she perceives herself. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, whatever. I ended up marrying that chick a couple years later. And that's kind of the point, is that, if you aim high, and I don't mean just beautiful girls, and I don't mean just intelligent people or whatever. I'm saying when you have a vision for yourself and your life, think big, right? Yeah. Don't let somebody else tell you that you're less than you are. Don't let somebody tell you that you don't deserve something. Agreed. Right? I mean, I was, besides the fact that she was pretty, I was very much in love with her, right? And that relationship, whatever, the rest of it is history. But at the end of the day, if you let somebody talk you down, then you'll never feel like rising up. Yeah. Right? So reject negative opinions, reject negative people, just get them the fuck out of your life, right? And chase after whatever it is that you want, whether it's a huge job that pays you $1 million a year, or owning your own restaurant like Graceland's talking about, or the woman of your dreams, whatever it is. Don't let anything get in your way of it, except stalking charges. Just don't fucking stalk people. No means no, man.
Yep, it sure does.
Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. That if you aim high and you aim big, then you'll get everything you can visualize yourself in, right? Like everything.
Did you read Donald Trump's book?
I've read everything that bastard has put out. Sadly, I don't agree with with his perceptions of things. I don't think that Donald Trump is a good person. I think that he's good at one or two things, and he pursued that to the ends of the earth, right? And yeah, everybody will fail at one point or another, and he did a few times. But he's still there, and he's still a billionaire, and he's still built some incredible things, and whatever. I mean, even Hitler succeeded at something, right? I hate using the reference of Hitler to Donald Trump, but they're starting to look very similar to each other.
Yeah.
So, but I've read everything that he's put out, because I wanted to understand how is it that this guy rose to that level. And in real estate, I mean, real estate is not that difficult if you think about it. you know, I used to with friends of mine run an REIT, real estate investment trust, and the idea was that people would just give us money. They just give us their money, lots of it. It was fantastic, right? Now we didn't get to spend that money, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we were going to buy an apartment building in Saskatoon, right? It was a big, I think it was 5 stories or something, had a parking lot, and it was, you know, it was gorgeous, and it was 1.9 million. I've never seen $1.9 million in my entire life. I mean, I had no conception of what that was like.
Yeah.
But we worked out a plan for this property, and the plan was that we would get income from people, just get them to throw as much money into it as we could find. We're talking to everybody, just the 3 of us, right? Every friend that we have. We're telling them about our vision and our idea. And people start signing up and start giving us money. And before you know it, we've got thousands of dollars in the bank, right? And, you know, we signed a contract with everybody and stuff and told them this is exactly what's happening and this is what we're doing and this is what's going to happen with your money. We don't have a property selected yet, but we're planning on going hunting as soon as we've got enough for the down payments. And then, you know, I got divorced and the market crashed and I had to give all the money back to people, right? Which I did. But the thing is that what Donald Trump is good at is creating a business plan, right? Now, when you're in the real estate business, you know, you have collateral. The collateral in a lot of cases is the building itself. You get the banks to back it, right, and give you a mortgage against that property. Maybe you have more collateral to put down for that property, right? And that's really what Donald Trump is good at. Is he built a hotel, right? The Waldorf Astoria. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's ancient. You know, before he got to it, it was a wreck. You know, it should have been bulldozed. You know, so he got the Waldorf Astoria at a super cheap price. Super cheap because it was, you know, it was damaged goods, right? And he worked out a plan. The structure was pretty good, right? So let's tear down the bad stuff and fix the stuff that can be fixed and completely redo everything. That's vision, right? But Donald Trump is not an architect.
No.
He might be able to read blueprints, but he's not an architect.
No.
Donald Trump is, you know, not really a builder. His dad was a builder. He knows builders. He can hire a construction crew to do stuff. And that's kind of the thing, is that he's able to manage some of these things and put it all together into a plan. And then, you know, he gets excited about everything, right? You know, the angry excited versus happy excited, but he gets excited about everything. And so if you have somebody with a vision that chases that vision, just that vision, right, with the single-mindedness of success, they will achieve it, right? Nothing can stand in the way of that, especially other humans. So anyways, but it's the same kind of thing. Chase that dream. And I read this morning, the main thing that you can do, and this was from Cyndi Lauper, right? Cyndi Lauper said something along the lines of, if you can visualize something, right, whatever it is that you want, and you can visualize yourself in that scene, right? So maybe it's being on a yacht in the Caribbean, right? Maybe it's building the Waldorf Astoria. Maybe it's marrying this woman of your dreams, right? If you can visualize that, then you can achieve it, right? Because the mind is incredible. It's an incredible thing. It does things even when you're sleeping. It attracts you to certain situations. It puts you in the right spot. You know, and that's the thing, right? You know, I see everything as sort of interrelated with everything else, and who knows what kind of profit you're going to gain from having gotten me this fantastic bottle of Jameson's whiskey.
You never know.
You never know. But anyways, the point is that if everything is interwoven with everything else, then the more you try and achieve greatness, the more you will achieve greatness, and nothing can stand in your way. And a little sort of side note to that woman that I married. I didn't get her phone number. I didn't see her again. She left. She walked out of the building, gone for the rest of forever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do. They paid cash or whatever. No credit card information, no name, no nothing.
Yeah.
She's gone, right? Calgary is a small city, but she didn't live in Calgary at the time. She lived in Edmonton. So there's no way that I would have just bumped into her on the street or anything.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was in a relationship with somebody else, so I couldn't just ditch or anything like that. That's
Yeah.
wrong. It's bad behavior, whatever. But I was smitten. You know, what do I do? And I sat down and I visualized me and this girl, right? And I was just like, this is what I'd like: wedding dress, marriage, kids, house, life. You know, the beautiful stuff. And then about a year later, you know, yeah, it was about a year later. I'm in college, and I'm in this English class, and there's this other beautiful, stunning blonde, right? And I was just completely amazed by her, and so I end up, you know, chatting with her, just conversation, took her out for coffee, right? And then we started spending lunch hours together, and we, you know, whatever. And then like a few months later, we get married, right? Like almost a year after that, we get married.
Yeah.
And so when she and I first met, I have this bad habit of, you know, somebody's got a long piece of hair on their jacket or something, I'll take it off and I'll start tying knots in it. It's just a weird habit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was tying knots in her hair. And then shortly after that, shortly after that, I mean, you know, she and I were dating, maybe not dating, I don't know, but we were dating for 3 or 4 weeks. You know, we were hanging out. We were very tight. We were just good friends, right, at the time. But she had this piece of hair on her jacket, and I took it off and I started tying knots in it. And she jumps up out of the chair and says, "That's where I know you from." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then she tells me the story of when she was buying a suit for her brother, like a year before.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so the brain, you know, or whatever, I'm not sure what it is, right? You know, I don't like the idea of magic, right? I don't like the idea of divine beings or any of that stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I do know that everything's interconnected in some way, and one thing can lead you to another, can lead you to another. So if you put yourself in that vision, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally. I totally agree.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my little bit of blather for the day. Hopefully, it's useful fatherly advice worth the bottle of Jameson's.
No,
So.
good. Awesome. Love it.
Hit the stop button, kid.